That is pretty cool. Technology, I tell you. We are searching for Harry Milligan, who's been missing since 1984.
You always want to go on the back side of the ledge because that's where we found a car in, was it Mississippi?
Hiding in the shadow?
Hiding in the shadow. It was upside down behind it.
Oh.
They had estimated the family at one time when it was dug, I believe it was 30.
Okay.
March of 2023. I'll be getting on a plane and leaving SeaTac, Washington, flying all the way over to St. Louis, Missouri, to link up with chaos divers Jacob and Lindsay, as well as Depths of History Britian, to drive all the way up to Albia, Iowa, to work a cold case. This cold case is for the missing person of Harry Milligan, who has been missing since July 1st of 1984. Harry is a United States Marine. He was in the reserves to help pay for college. He would have been 21 years old to that day. It was believed that Harry was last seen in the early morning of July 1st, 1984, after a night out with some friends. His friends said they dropped him off at his 1977 maroon Pontiac Grand Prix car around 4:30 in the morning in Albia, Iowa, and it was believed that he was heading north out of town. He hasn't been seen from or heard from since. Over the years, since 1984, there have been several theories and rumors about what happened to Harry. In this video, I'm going to focus on our search efforts that we've done to help Harry's family, specifically his brother Mark Milligan, and helping eliminate search areas that we have done in Albia, Iowa area in the efforts of searching for Harry Milligan. Our first location that Mark takes us to is going to be this wildlife management area. We're basically going to use side scan sonar technology to search these lakes. These lakes, even though they appear shallow, they're actually deep enough to conceal a vehicle, especially since the visibility is very low. Now, Dennis Waters created these little side scan sonar units called the Little Buddy. You can realize that this will save time instead of having to gear up the divers and go out and just search or launch a large boat. You basically just pick up the little RC side scan sonar, put it in the water, remote control it, go out, scan an area, come back, review the footage, and then make a determination if you found anything that you can dive on. The range on this Little Buddy side scan sonar unit was actually quite impressive. Jacob ended up operating it going all the way down around the corner and then turning around and coming back. There was a little bit of wind, so that does create a little bit of surface current that the Little Buddy was fighting to get back, but it was still able to manage to do that. It was actually a great little side scan sonar unit. Very easy to operate, very easy to put it in the water and take it out. After Jacob checks the footage of the scan that he just performed on this first pond, we're going to move through the woods on this little trail to the other two and check those as well. We have these bodies of water. There's 3 bodies of water. There's this one, there's another one over there, and there's one over here. We did some side scan with the Little Buddy. Now we're going to put up the drone and do a flyover because these bodies of water are really shallow, to see if we can see a vehicle in the water. This was kind of a little kind of a hangout spot back then where you can kind of have a bonfire, have a few beers with your buddies. You know, so we're just clearing these bodies of water, these 3 bodies of water, and then we're going to move to our next spot in our search for Marine Harry Milligan.
So what is the reasoning why we're here? What makes this such a viable spot for Harry's vehicle? Possibly.
Basically, back in '84, this house was sitting here abandoned. You know, well, when the people that live here now moved in, it was abandoned. Before that, it was lived in by an individual that was associated with
the group of people.
With the group of people that you know, partying people in Albia and everything else. And there's parties and stuff out here with the individual lived here. So.
This was probably one of the few ponds that actually had some decent visibility. You could see in probably about like a good 3-4 feet visibility. It was actually surprisingly pretty deep out in the middle. It wasn't too terribly deep, but I think off the top of my head, I think it was at least 10 feet deep. I mean, that's well enough to hide a car. So we were able to clear this with Jacob throwing the little buddy side scan, so he would just do a quick couple of laps, you know, and then review the footage, and then we would just move on to the next location if nothing was found.
Closer to the roadway, and kind of on a path of pretty much a back road cruise. So. Clear every pond, and we won't have any questions if there's anything in it or not, right?
Yep.
From what Mark was telling me, if the story was true or the rumor was true that he was heading, where did you say start?
Well, basically over toward the Bluegrass Road area was supposedly a friend that lived over there on the other side of Blakesburg, and this was probably the most common route to go from Albia to Blakesburg. So that's kind of the process of elimination over here, thought process, I guess.
So if you didn't hear him, it was the closest route from Albia to Blakesburg, right? Yep. So if you come off this road, Harry likes speed, right?
Oh yeah.
And he had a fast car.
Yep.
And this is gravel, and if you lost control.
Yeah, and there's not a fence.
Yeah, no fence.
Nobody would have, if he would have went through.
Well, I just told Jacob a while ago, you could have just shot right down through there.
Yep.
You'd be halfway out in the middle of this before you even knew what happened.
Yep.
Make sure this is the spot I wanted to check last time.
How's that for you? Beaver made that one.
Eat the pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
We'll
Nice color to him.
check this out real quick. Do a complete circle around it.
Oh, another coming back
Then
again.
I'll go back and forth. Should take about 10 minutes to do.
Let's go down in there. No, let's not. Looks really creepy down there. So now we're south of Moravia, Iowa. I'm not putting every single pond we search on here in this video, but we have been clearing a great deal of a lot of them, thanks with how fast the little buddy makes our searching go. Now we're gonna search Lake Wapello. Now this is going to be a large body of water. We're going to actually launch the big search boat and we'll all just pile inside. It's very cold and windy out, so we'll pile inside, turn on the heater, and we'll cruise along the edge of the lake where the roads go by and start searching for any submerged vehicles or maybe even a boat, anything interesting that we could pick up on the side scan sonar. I also want to give a shout out to Anne for joining us on this search. I'm sure she had a blast. We enjoyed her company. It was great meeting her. Thank you, Anne, for joining us on this mission.
Start up your unit. You're going to have to select either 60 or 70 feet wide. When you're in deeper water, you want to go double what you got. This is your water column. That was the boat ramp just there. This is all your rock formations. You see how the shadows are on the back?
Yep.
That's casting a beam this way. So it's shining everything really bright here and then giving your shadows on your outside. What you're wanting to look for is obviously for shadows like a vehicle, squareness.
Is this on the back side?
A tree?
Yep. Exactly what it is. Pitch, right? So you always want to go on the back side of the ledge because that's where we found a car in, was it Mississippi?
Hiding in the shadow?
Hiding in the shadow. It was upside down behind it. Oh, wow.
So tell me about your experience. What do you think about coming out here and searching?
It was an incredibly unique experience to be able to go with Chaos Divers and Cooper and Depths of History and just see what all the time that is spent looking, and you may or may not find something.
And can you
today.
show us where we kind of searched today?
We searched, I mean, the lake wraps around the bend here and goes for a while, then we came all around the perimeter of the entire lake. Back this way there's actually another boat ramp at a campground, and we came through there and there was absolutely nothing. There was a lot of rocks and fish habitat and a Christmas tree or two, but no boats, cars, anything that was found on sonar. And you know, there was some questionable spots, but they searched them good, went over them, and it turned out to be a tree or a stump. So definitely Lake Wapello is clear.
And then what's the next lake that's called that we're going to?
There's a possibility we might go over to Lake Morris.
Morris.
Yep, it's another large body of water, pretty big. Again, there's not any known reason that Harry would be over there, but again, just ruling something out so that we know where he's not.
Yep, so we're going to eliminate the worst case scenario. We're eliminating a lot of search area, you know, and if we find any car, not just his car, if we find any car, we would, you know, dive it to make sure it's not occupied or comes back stolen. So, all right, well, we're going to pull this boat out of the water and go to the next area to search. Thank you, Anne.
You are welcome. Thank you,
Yep.
Cooper.
Oh, yeah, show the hoodie.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, it's got the hoodie and it's got the flag on the back. Is it warm?
It is nice and warm.
Good,
yep,
good.
I didn't bring my hat today. I should have with this wind.
Good, so the t-shirts guy did a good job on
Yes,
the hoodies.
he did a fantastic
Awesome,
job.
awesome. So now Jacob's gonna start pulling up the boat and then we're gonna go to the next spot. So there's a little lake right down here, but it's such a big drop off. You almost have to kind of rappel down there. It's a high angle to get down over this ledge, but it could easily conceal a vehicle going down and into the water. We don't know how deep it is, but right now Mark and Jacob are going to go further up the road, see if there's a better access down here where we could put the little buddy in and remote control it to scan. But we'll be back in just a second. Well, they're pulling up right now. So it looks like access is pretty limited to get back there. We wouldn't be able to get there unless we had like a quad, but Lindsay ended up flying the drone, and now Jacob is reviewing the footage, and it looks like there are some interesting bodies of water back there that we would love to search in a future date. As we're kind of looking around, I just want to show you some of the game trail we have here where the deer are rubbing their felt off on these little trees. and they're going, this is going to and from the water, so they're just kind of dipping right through here, getting through this fence and on the other side. So that's kind of cool. Well, the snow is sticking. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna disconnect the big boat because we got little buddy to search the smaller bodies of water. But we are gonna have our dive gear and a couple of tanks in case we do have to dive on something. We'll dive it from shore. But you can see here's the snow. The snow is coming down and sticking. This is just a matter of 1 hour. So we already have like almost an inch in 1 hour. It's like half an inch right now or something like that. Close to it. So, and the snowstorm is gonna kind of hang out and linger on and off today. But that's not gonna stop us because we're dedicated. So we're gonna get out, fight this weather, and we're gonna go out and search some bodies of water looking for Harry Milligan, missing since July of 1984. So if we have to do a little bit of trail access, we do have a four-wheeler and we have a gator, and the SO is going to join us so we can get access to some of these areas. So we'll be pretty well covered on accessing some of these little bodies of water that may not have a big functioning road.
About how much, he asked her how much you think it would cost to have somebody disappear. You know, and he was an associate of Mike Stalker's. He was a bartender at one time at the bar where Harry last left at. So this is the family farm. He's lived out here at different times off and on from what I know. And so that's kind of the interest in the ponds out here.
And then, Joe, they were saying it might be up to 30 feet on this one, or what they...
That's what they had estimated.
Okay.
The family, at one time when it was dug, I believe it was 30 feet.
Okay.
A lot better than carrying that inflatable,
Oh
right?
my God.
Yeah, no kidding. What lot
We
quicker?
had the inflatable
You know,
and
just
the
like with
motor
your
and the
side by
sonar.
side.
And the batteries, the
Take
gas.
it where you want, drop it in and go. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
we did how many ponds the other day in minutes, you know, I mean.
Yeah,
We'll have this done by the time we had the boat in.
absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
We'd still be getting the boat assembled.
It's done. All I gotta do is turn around right now.
Yep. and
Seriously?
then- yeah,
It's got all sides?
yeah, and then you just watch the footage of what it
Yeah, bring it back
scanned.
in,
Yep.
watch the footage and say,
Maybe
okay,
see
is there
something.
anything in there, is there not?
So you don't have to actually
He
grid like from
Not-
side to side.
Well, it's got such a
wide.
range,
Mhm.
like what do you have
Wow.
on 35 feet?
That's
This one right now is currently at 55.
55 feet. So.
Do video all this time.
Oh, go ahead.
That's one right there.
So right now, Mark, Jacob, and the sheriff deputy, Joe, they ended up getting out the little gator and the quad, and they took the little buddy side scan sonar. They went all the way down. They're gonna go all the way down and hit this tight access, do a little bit of scanning out there, and you know, Ann, Lindsay, myself, and Britt with Depths of History, we're gonna hang out here and just kind of guard the vehicles. So beautiful out here. It's gonna be snowing throughout the day. Right now it's just kind of taking a break from snow, but all nice, secluded out here, a bunch of farms, but it is quiet and peaceful. It's like such a dirty snowman.
I don't know if Fritz ever had the opportunity to build a snowman. He's from the south.
It's gonna look like a mud snowman.
A mud man.
How's it look?
Looks
So,
awesome.
That's a pretty amazing snowman. I said that's what happens when you bring a Georgia kid to Iowa. It's a very, very beautiful snowman.
After Jacob, Mark, and Sheriff's Deputy Joe got back from searching some bodies of water way down along that tiny road with the tight access, we ended up going to the next location. Fortunately, there was chained on this access, so they're going to have to go around and work their way all the way down to the road that leads to that body of water to scan that as well with the little buddy. At this point, the snow is basically just turning into sleet, so now it's just getting muddy and wet. So we're at Albia Reservoir. We're down here with Jacob and Lindsay with Chaos Divers and Britton with Depths of History. We're gonna search this waters right here. We're gonna do some scanning with the little buddy, be diving some points of interest, and kind of doing a couple of dives in this area, looking for anything that we can find to help us find Harry Milligan. So it's a little cold, chilly, windy. The snow is slowly melting, but let's get our gear put together and so we can kind of get ready to dive. Joining us today on this search down the reservoir is true crime analyst. Check her out on YouTube. She's been helping spread awareness with Harry Milligan's disappearance. Britton from Depths of History and myself are diving the reservoir. We are on the east side, and we're just going to separate and check out a couple of different spots. Jacob didn't find anything with the side scan sonar other than a couple little things. Britton ended up finding a wheelchair, and I ended up coming across a big concrete slab. Other than that, it was very low visibility, maybe 1 foot visibility. The deeper you go, which my max depth was 30 feet, you could put your arm in the sediment and it would literally keep going. And I didn't feel any compacted clay or anything stopping my arm from continuing going. And it went all the way up past my shoulder into Ed. So right now on the first half of my search, I'm going to surface and give Jacob, our shore support, update on the conditions in the water. So you'll see it getting lighter, and then I'll surface and tell him what I'm seeing and experiencing. Additionally, when I surface, I can understand the distance that I've covered, since you're basically on the bottom, reaching into the mud, searching by braille in case the vehicle is totally submerged in the sediment, since it goes past my shoulder.
1 foot visibility. The sediment, I put my arm all the way in and it keeps going.
So my search area was to head north from the boat launch, with south as my back azimuth, getting back to the boat launch. What I ended up doing on the second portion of my search was I was directed to go northeast and work around to the right where the gravel parking area extends along the reservoir right there. And then Jacob signaled us to surface and return back to the entry point. As I got closer to the boat launch, I did come across a weird little insect underwater. Apparently these are a type of water stick insects. I've never seen these before. Really interesting. So as I continue to search by braille on the second half of my dive, it's not very exciting. It's pretty boring. You know, you just kind of talk to yourself, keep yourself busy, sing to yourself. And I hear Jacob start to signal me, meaning he's recalling me by banging something metal underwater, signaling me to go back to the surface and get out. Believe it or not, despite how cold and windy it was outside, we were actually warmer underwater. So after Britton and I have completed our dives, we are now going to head to Lake Morris to continue the search. Right now we're at Lake Morris. This is too muddy right here to launch the boat. And this is way too steep. We were bottoming out right here to launch off of this one. So we got the little buddy going in and just doing some sweeps in case a car has went in there, and then went out a little bit and then submerged.
So we're just gonna basically check out this, you know, like we couldn't get the boat in and this is too damn steep, or too darn steep. So we'll check this area right here, then we'll go to the other spot that has the road next to it. We'll check that and then pretty much be done with it.
Yep.
One thing about so far, so what this is, it's got the sonar obviously on it. We run it around and we get mapping of the bottom. There's a fish right there. But pretty clear bottom. It's 5 feet, 5.5 feet. Nothing in this little area, so that's good.
So now that we've cleared Lake Morris, we're going to head over to the boat launch at Lake Ellis, which is right next door. So the Lake Ellis boat launch is going to be the last spot that I'm going to cover in my video. We went way past our average duration on my videos. We ended up doing a great deal of searching for a week up in Albia, Iowa, searching for Harry Milligan, trying to help the family. We want to help Mark Milligan. We want to find Harry and bring him home. Check out the description below. You'll find all the links for all the other support that we had for this video. Please, if you have any questions, please reach out to those groups. Contact the tip hotline. Please, just with any information that is useful to help bring Harry Milligan home. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for your support. You guys are amazing. We will be back to continue searching in the future. I am definitely sure of that. Thank you, Chaos Divers, Jacob and Lindsay. Thank you, Britton with Depths of History. Thank you, True Crime Analyst. Thank you everybody who has supported us in searching for Harry Milligan. Now we are going to head south and get out of the snowstorm to continue our searching down in the Kansas City area. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, have the bell notification hit so you can be up to date on all our videos, and click on the next video YouTube thinks you should watch to help the algorithm. We really appreciate all your support. Thank you.